Well, welcome back to the server. As a morning rises upon us, we have reached an interesting possible point in which if we travel along the land, the numbers up here, right here, go down, meaning that I will have to cross the ocean to find what I'm looking for. Which means we need a boat. Fortunately, there's a tree right here, and I have an axe. So, ooh, that's grass. So, let's make ourselves a crafting table. Perfect. Crafting table down here. And we need a boat, which, oh, it means right. Boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Oak boat. And that's about as much as I can do. So, boat. Must travel in boat across ocean to find stuff and things. But first, must find something. Thing found, thing fixed, hole detected. Where does hole go? Down farther than I can look. Okay, time to go back to surface. Didn't drown this time. Now must take boat. Taking boat also take time. Dumb talk. Hard do. Time needing spent in boat. Unknown. Will come back when update have found. What? Land found. There we go. Boat collected. New land found. Anything on the land? No, not even trees. Cave found. Interesting. What else on land? Other than two caves. Not a single tree. Fascinatingly. But not what we're looking for. Must travel further. But I am definitely in lands that no one has traveled yet. Fascinating. We'll be back with the next update. Underwater ruin portal located. Will look to see what chest contains. Chest contains stuff that I do not need, yet better than my own items. About to drown. However, something else interesting that is interesting is somewhere a underwater. Ah, there's a little bit of land ahead. We will head for it. Also, what does this have? Sharpness 1. Okay. Maybe this land will contain what we search for. The axe is already almost broken after that. Wonderful. We now look upon a land almost devoid of everything. We've reached an island. However, across from the island there is much bigger land. To destroy the boat, I almost entirely broke this golden axe. Meaning I need more wood. For potentially in the future being able to cut down cherry wood and its saplings and bring it home. Have I found it finally? I look in the distance and see a tree I have not seen before, but I know that it is what I've been searching for. There it is. The elusive cherry tree biome. Finally, cherry blossoms are within my grasp. It's not much though, so I'll have to cut a lot of it to be worthwhile. I will set up my work here. And create a metal iron axe. I shall collect. Hello, my good sir. What do you? You are useless to me. However, there now is Cherry. Our long, long journey has not been in vain. cherry blossoms and mangroves are something that I must have. I must have many cherry wood. Cherry wood I must also have. But, more importantly, is this. 5, while 5 would make it equal to the others are not quite as important. Therefore, I shall collect 15 saplings of this kind. And I shall take it back home. I have found 8. Six still remain to be found. However, these types of trees seem to drop many. 12 I have. More I shall obtain. 2 more I must acquire. Two more have been located here. Now that I have completed my mission, my thoughts turn homeward to the very place I came from. I am quite far away. My current position is here at negative 5,001, 6,122. The location of home, positive 242, negative 395. The journey homewards will be quite long, but we will get there. I simply must go in the direction of the negative numbers, continuing to have these numbers over here on the other side of the screen go down and get my precious cargo home so that I may land them at my house. But perhaps we are drawing close to the end of this little mini series that I like to call Finding 120 Items in the Server. As the negative number goes up and the positive number goes down, they must switch. The front one must be positive and the other one must be negative, which means it's a long journey back in this direction. But now, the vim and the vigor to return home has been almost as it never has been. And as I say bon voyage, light a signal flare to all those I leave behind, the cherry blossom, everyone. As I turn back to see my signal flare one last time, I remembered of all of everything that brought me to this place. I'm glad that I have found what I've been searching for. We will now pass over an underwater prismarine base that occurs here, and get us some mining fatigue, as I'm sure. I prepare by taking off one of my earbuds in preparation for the that comes across the screen. But as I swim away, it has not occurred yet, which puzzles me. Nevertheless, I shall press on to find my way home. I will bring you more updates as they occur. I now come across land, and it is time to travel onwards, on land, as I pass by some turtles and a hot lava bed. My coordinates are going in the right direction. However, the journey is still quite long. I will have to possibly break it into multiple parts because some friends are about to play some Fortnite, and I might join them. Yet, I'm still a fair distance away from home. I wish to get there first, but alas, it may not be in this episode. However, these videos, as well as Fortnite videos, are seemingly not popular on my channel. It's not as popular as this, or certainly not as popular as 7 Days to Die. Those seem to be the most popular videos on this channel. 7 Days to Die being the most popular, Minecraft being the second most popular, with Fortnite videos getting barely any views at all. What could this mean exactly? Well, it could mean multiple things. It could mean that Minecraft is just not it anymore. Or it could mean that I still don't have enough listeners, viewers, etc. to constitute something as boring or as cringe as Fortnite, which I understand. For a long time, Fortnite was cringe, but because of the recent update, it's only a slightly marginally amount of less cringe. Probably not enough to constitute as many views as 7 Days to Die yet, but still. I do try. Plus, if a highlight video gets made of 7 Days to Die, that would be amazing, but also, Fortnite seemingly gets more 7 Days to Die. It gets more views, or Fortnite gets more highlight videos, I should say. Hello, Fox. Hey, yo, it's Crystal Fox. It's the Crystal Fox. Anyway, we must tarry onwards and find our way home. In this episode, or the next. Hello, Crystal Fox. Another one. This is your brother, right? Distal Crocs. Never mind. But we must continue to follow the coordinates so that one goes up and one goes down. And eventually, I'll find my way home. How long could it take? That is a good question. But now, instead of searching for a specific biome, I am simply traveling in one straight line, going by the coordinates to find my way home. What exactly could I find along the way? That is a good question. But nevertheless, I shall come to you with updates next time I have any. Back to the oceans again. Friends say that they need about 20 minutes, so hopefully I can make it home in 20 minutes. But then again, perhaps not. But as I continue to go through the water, I'm reminded of just how long it took me to get to where I found both of my items, and this may take some time, but in the meantime, I will give you updates when I find something. We have reached land again, way closer to our goal than we were, but still quite a ways out of reach. We have to travel now through the elusive new biome, which I discovered, so that, we may find our actual home as I grow weary, and as the moon rises in the game. I'm reminded, once again, just how long it took me to do this journey. It appears as if I will have to return to the ocean once more, but hopefully this time, not for too much longer. I come across something familiar, underwater lights, which come from an unknown source. Could we potentially be returning to the glitched lands that we know all too well? Only time will tell as land appears on the horizon. We shall see whether it is the land that we are searching for, which it very well could be as we land on shores that are lighted by an unknown source. Could the source be underwater? No. The source is not underwater. How strange. However, I do not have much time to sit and ponder this as we come across another shipwreck, which sits in the middle of a desert. Let's go in and see what it contains. An unknown map and a treasure map, where the treasure is nearby. The unknown map is of this area. The treasure, however, lies right here somewhere. You shall take time to find it, and I will let you know when I have. The treasure has been found, and what it contains is not exactly what I had been hoping for, as we have multiple pieces of armor now. Therefore, I shall be tossing some back. Not much, of course, but enough that I may have a full set of chain armor. And that shall be it. I will also leave both treasure maps, clay, and these potatoes here, as well as this bread, and these iron nuggets. Perhaps not. Perhaps I shall turn the iron nuggets into an iron ingot, which I shall keep. I will leave the sand that I spent digging for this treasure here. I shall now check thoroughly the shipwreck to make sure that everything on board has been found, which it appears that it has, so therefore we shall press forward. Which, now, the land seems familiar somehow. More light glitches than we've reached before, as well as potentially familiar massive holes in the ground. That is a massive hole right there. But not quite as massive as your mom. Found what I think I have found. A lone cherry tree. Here, so close to home, that I could have cut down instead of traveling all of that distance. Yes, a lone cherry tree, as this cherry biome does not extend, but a chunk with a singular cherry tree placed in it. It, of course, would not have been enough, but it would have made this journey take much less time. I shall gather it and its trees. The more, the merrier, I suppose. And now that I think about it, I need plenty of the pink petals to plant on the ground around it, because I don't think it generates them naturally. But perhaps not that many. I now have 31, 18 saplings, and then almost an entire stack of cherry wood, and many more cherry saplings to obtain. Sticks not required. This will definitely make a fine addition. However, I must continue my journey homewards. And whoever comes along and finds what's left of the husk of that tree can have what can be found there. I, however, must return home. And soon, or else I may miss the party bus that is coming for me on Discord, so that I may play Fortnite with some friends. Nevertheless, I shall join you again when I've found something. This birch and darkwood forest seem awfully familiar, as the numbers grow closer to something that I recognize. Perhaps we are not that far away from home after all. Anticipation begins to build, but as well, the clock is racing against me as the party bus draws closer, and I must be a part of it. To not be part of the party bus means that one is not a party fellow, which I very well am, but instances of water glitches excite me this time because they prove to me that perhaps we are now closer to home than we've been before. Now I see something that seems familiar. We must swim across this ocean, this small ocean, as the numbers get closer to something that I recognize. I will bring you updates as they arrive. Another landmark has been made, not in the land, but as you can see, the first number is beginning to grow in positivity, which means we are one step closer to our goal, as the first number must be 242. The last number must be in the negative, so the last number is still quite a ways from its goal, but the first number we are going now closer, ever closer, to where we want it. And perhaps I will find some sort of visual landmark to tell me that I'm very close. We now draw up to 242. Which must be on this island right here. Which means from this island, we must go to. We must go in the negative. Must go in the negative direction of the last number, which is this direction, and towards this ruined portal to find out what it contains. Then from here to press onward towards home. This ruined portal, however, does not contain anything. Not really. But home is now very close. I will bring you updates. We now draw ever closer. I can almost smell the oak home that I have constructed for myself. And as we top this hill, I hope to see something. Something that tells me that I am not far away. The last number must be in the negative, which we are indeed, yes, close to, but still far enough away that perhaps it's over the next couple of hills. As a piece of my armor breaks, I'm reminded of just the tolls that it has taken to get to this point in time, and as we cross into the negatives, I can almost smell home being directly in front of me. As we crest this hill, there's got to be something. I see light. Glitched light? Yes, unfortunately. But we are not that far away from home. As trees, tree saplings from trees that have been dismantled, begin to be visible. This is a sign of development, which means that home is right ahead of us. I recognize that purple tower anywhere. We are coming up on home now, finally, after all this time. We will now spread 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and some. Around. Make it more like home. The rest, however, we shall plant next to our house. This is good. Let's take the shortcut across the mountain here, straight to our home, and to the village we left several episodes ago. Now, all of these trees must go in preparation for the new cherry wood trees that will now take the place of these birch ones. Perfect. The party wagon is 5 minutes out, but I have finally achieved my goal. Of of planting cherry trees around home. We will have one final episode to show you everything once it has grown. But it will take time for everything to grow properly. Hopefully, it grows before friends inevitably decide, oh, this is not a good place for it, I must remove it. But hopefully, just possibly, it will fit well. As the last cherry tree plant goes into place, I now turn to the 5 trees of this type, and must now find a place for them to grow. As I think I am reminded of the fact that they grow along water, so perhaps along water they shall go. And perhaps they will grow here. But that is a problem for another time. Now that I am home and the rain begins to fall, I can gently go home and end the episode. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Tune in next time to see how everything ends up growing.